moms, dads, families, staff. We want to thank you and welcome you to our parent meeting. Let me turn my camera on. I'm sorry. Oh, I am on. Let me go back to my other screen. Sorry. All right, we would like to welcome you all to our meeting for this evening. It is our Universal Remote Learning URL Communication and Engagement Tools Parent Workshop. The purpose of this workshop is to provide parent training and assistance with using our Universal Remote Learning Communication and Engagement Tools to support instruction and learning at home. So we've already done our welcome and sign in and the purpose of the meeting and the presentation, which will be facilitated by three of our not only amazing teachers, but of Vanguard members, Ms. Edmond, Ms. Gibson, and Mr. Douglas. And we'll have a moment for questions, if any, and I'm going to talk about that evaluation when we get there. So at this time, I'm going to unshare my screen so one of them can take over. All right, it's all you all. Thank you all so much.
All right, Miss Evan, do you want me to pull it up? Miss Evan?
Yes, Mr. Douglas, go ahead and play it from your screen.
Gotcha. Okay. Let me pull this up. Here we go. Here we go. Boom. And all right, and I'll just share. Ooh.
Welcome to today's training.
Can y'all hear me?
We can hear it. We can't see your screen.
Okay, good. All right, somebody's joining the chat. Let me share and then share this back.
Welcome so much for joining. Thank you for joining us. We are just starting, so you have not missed anything. Thank you so much for joining us.
All righty. So here it is. And I'll just maximize that. Can y'all, are we good with sound?
Yeah.
We're perfect. Thank you.
All right.
Led by Miss Edmond, Miss Gibson, and Mr. Douglas. Let's dive in. We'll start with Seesaw. Nearpod is awesome. This is why I love and use it. It gives me real-time data for any assignment. It breaks it down by the activities within the assignment and is very easy to use. As you can see, we're able to see whether the child was participating, whether they completed each task, and the grade for each task. Take a look at some of the activities Nearpod has for engagement and for content to teach, assess, and connect with the students on so many levels. So with Nearpod, you can make a video interactive. What do I mean interactive? Question pops up on the screen. The children have to answer it. In this way, the kids are engaged, and I can use this with videos that are from YouTube, from educational websites, or videos I create myself. So they're not just watching a video, they're learning from it, and sometimes taking an assessment within a video. What else can Nearpod do to help with engagement and active learning? Let's take another look at some of the options of content and activities in Nearpod. In a second, I'll show you a few of my favorites. This is an example of a poll. Polls give students the options of sharing their opinions and views. It's also a great way to start a dialogue. As the children select their choices, we are able to review the data as a group. Hopefully, you're starting to see all the great things the Nearpod can do. Another great feature is the Draw feature, an interactive whiteboard where students can draw, highlight, type, and add pictures. So any book, PDF, or worksheet that you have can come to life. And guess what else Nearpod can do? It's a pandemic, and we can't share manipulatives or take field trips. And a lot of activities that we normally do require us to be in close proximity. Nearpod can kind of help with that too. With its 3D models, simulations, and field trips, the world is a little bit easier with the help of Nearpod. I promise you, we're not just playing in Nearpod. With Nearpod, we can also explore and expand on learning. For example, let's say we're studying spiders. We can now pull up a 3D model, and everyone, whether they're here at school or remote, can explore this animal closely and connectedly and look at all its features. They can zoom it, they can twirl it, they can turn it. It's a valuable piece of material. We also can do the same thing in math. We can't share math manipulatives, but we can get out these virtual versions and do center games and activities using Nearpod. So although they look like they're playing, they're actually learning a lot. And we hope that you're enjoying these lessons that we're creating and building for the kids so they can stay engaged in learning. Sometimes you may notice your student having a VR experience. These work on Chromebooks, iPads, Macs, even cell phones. It's a great way to have a virtual field trip. Of course, Nearpod has traditional assessments, but there are also some really fun and creative ways we are able to assess your children's understanding. One option is this fill in the blank feature that allows the child to answer a question simply by filling in the blank. A great assessment tool is matching pairs. I use matching pairs for math facts, for going over vocabulary. It's a fun way and an engaging way to further develop skills. I think the kids' favorite feature is time to climb. It is basically a quiz or an assessment that the kids take in a game manner. They get to pick an avatar and then they get to race to the top of the mountain by answering quiz questions. The kids love this game. And even though they think they're playing a game, they're actually taking assessments that have rigor sometimes, sometimes a review, and sometimes are just for pure fun and engagement. Take a look. I hope this gave you a better understanding of Nearpod. Now let's take a look at engagement in Seesaw.
Next, we're going to be talking about Seesaw, and Seesaw is one of my favorite things to use in the classroom.
What is Seesaw? Seesaw is a digital portfolio that captures learning and encourages reflection. It's a three-way communication tool between the student, the parent, and the teacher. Seesaw is a creation tool that allows students to make their thinking visible. Seesaw is also a platform for student engagement. It's a student-driven digital portfolio. Seesaw is a tool that allows students to create, share, and reflect on their work all in one place. These things describe Seesaw, but Seesaw is so much more.
So Seesaw is a tool that allows students to show their work through different annotation tools and create a digital portfolio that allows teachers to gain insight and families to connect to what these students are actually doing in the classroom. So students are able to post. When the teachers approve that post, then it will be put into sort of like a feed, and it allows the parents to see, it allows the students to see, they can like each other's work, and it really brings a ability to create and collaborate in a way. Teachers can use lessons that are already in their activity library that have been created by teachers around the world, but they can also create their own activities as well. By clicking on this plus sign, students are able to submit their work. Teachers can also post activities, announcements, and make this a truly interactive experience. One of my favorite things about Seesaw is that when students are trying to show their work, they can take a photo of it, they can make a video, they can do a drawing, they can post an image. It is completely interactive. So as you can see here, students are actually taking a picture of their work and they're labeling on top of the photo, which allows them to get really involved and engaged in the activity while posting it. In this example here, the student has actually submitted their work that was on a Word document, and the teacher is going to approve or send back for any feedback that the teacher may have. It allows the teacher to let the student learn where they are in the moment from the house, which is one of my favorite things because we're not all in the same building. The student's work is a safe space right now. Teachers only approve the work before. So when they submit, it's just being approved.
So we've spent some time talking about other resources. Let's focus in on Class Dojo. We love using Class Dojo at Brookview because it's great for engaging with our families. We can communicate with every family in school and remote in real time by sending photos, posts, and videos, and so much more. And another helpful tool that Dojo has is that it can communicate in any language necessary. So I sometimes see some of my families using the Spanish language feature as well. Now, with Dojo, we can share moments in the classroom, be they big or small, on students' individual pages, on the class page, and on the school page. And it's really been helpful for us as a school at Brookview to continue to engage our families with remote learning. A few of these cool tools that we have include classroom direction apps and class music and a noise monitor, just to make sure students are following along and keeping engaged. And there's also other features as well. Check out this cool video. So you just had the opportunity to watch the video and learn about how engaging Class Dojo can be and what we can do with it to communicate and collaborate with families. Again, Class Dojo creates opportunities for positive culture and gives students a voice. And we also get the opportunity to share positive moments with families by, again, using those class posts on the class page or on the individual student page. Now we'll learn a little bit about another topic. But wait, before we move on to the next topic, it's important and critical that everybody get Dojo because this is how we'll communicate with everybody. So join, and then tell a friend in the neighborhood too. So we've been learning a lot. Let's take a moment to stop and think about what this means for us in the digital space. We're going to talk a little bit about copyright piracy. That just means that we need to think about what we're sharing because we may not have the rights to share it out with anybody. So we'll take some time to think about that.
Copy, paste, drag, and drop. Creating with digital content has never been easier. The internet allows us to download, share, and reuse copyrighted material in all kinds of ways. While this enables kids to produce and distribute their own digital creations, it also means they can share other people's work too. Many kids don't realize that copying material they find online and pasting it into their schoolwork is plagiarism. Others might not know how to properly give credit for content taken from the web. So it's important to learn the rules. Using someone else's words without citing the source is not only dishonest and disrespectful, it's a transgression schools take very seriously. Another important and often confusing issue for kids is piracy. Swapping downloaded songs with friends and ripping DVDs of favorite movies is commonplace these days. But this kind of sharing is actually illegal. Careless downloading can result in hefty fines and even viruses that damage home computers. So it's up to parents to make sure their kids understand both the rules about using copyrighted material and the reasons for respecting other people's creative work. Here are some simple tips that can help your kids be responsible and respectful digital consumers and creators. First, get the okay. Find out if the original creator of a video, song, or article has specified how the work can be used. Some work is okay to share, like those labeled public domain or Creative Commons, but most require permission to be used. Second, give credit where credit is due. Make sure your kids know how to properly cite the content they use. Remind them that it's just as important to give credit for a fun personal video mashup as it is for a school research paper. Finally, download legally. Illegally downloading and sharing movies, music, and software is piracy, and piracy is stealing. Make sure kids use legitimate online retailers, even if their friends think it's uncool. Even though kids may feel they have the right to take and use anything they find online, the internet is not a free-for-all. Educating kids about both the legal and ethical reasons for respecting other people's hard work will serve them in the digital world and the real world too. For more tips and advice, check out our mobile app or visit us at commonsense.org. I'm Lori Burke.
So now we just watched this video on the harms of copyright piracy. Now take a moment to review this document that we have in front of you. Just give you about 30 seconds to glance through that.
And we've posted a clearer version of the document in the chat. So you can click the link directly to see the PDF version for a clearer view.
All right.
So at this time, parents, please feel free to unmute your mics. If you all have any questions about anything that you saw today, please feel free to unmute your mics and ask any questions if you all have any. And once again, I want to thank you again for your time. Thank you again for joining us this evening and being patient with us as we started a little bit late. Just wanted to give some more people an opportunity. So we thank you again just for being here with us. So it does not seem like there are any questions. Listen, I was just living my best talking life and I was on mute. My apologies. So at this time, if you all have no questions, we appreciate you so much for being here once again. And there is an evaluation link that I just dropped in the chat. If you all would be so kind to fill out that evaluation for us for Title I purposes. We have to submit evidence that we had our workshop, that it was attended, and to, just see how we did. So overall, hopefully that you all learned something or got something out of this. The presentation was amazing. Edmonds, Douglas, and Gibson team. I learned some things that I had no idea that any of this stuff did. So I learned something new as well. So I am so grateful to you all and appreciative that you all took the time out tonight to do this workshop for us.
Oh, you're welcome. No problem.
So ladies and gentlemen, at this time, if we don't have any questions, I am not going to hold you all any longer. Like I said, I'm just thankful that you all did take the time out to come. We're grateful to have you. Thank you so much. We'll be having another one next month, our curriculum night, and you will hear more about that coming up. So once again, thank you, Team Edmonds, Douglas, and Gibson. Ms. Wallace is back.
And actually, I've been here the whole time. You guys, thank y'all so much. I've just been hopping back and forth on multiple devices. Thank you, parents, and thank you, staff, for all that you do. You guys are amazing.
So thank you guys for joining us once again. You all have a wonderful night. Get some rest, and we'll see you all bright and early in the morning.
Good night.
Bye, everybody.
Good night. Good night.
Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
All right, give me 1 second.